If you ask me, money solves everything. Bad day? Just go buy shoes. Lonely? Adopt an iguana and get it a gold-plated bathtub. Feeling low? Book a spa in the Maldives. At least that's what I used to think. Until the day I learned the hard way that money can buy you lots of trouble too. So it all started with Dad's private jet. You see, our dad was a billionaire and could afford literally anything in the world, even the Statue of Liberty or the Taj Mahal. But sadly, those are not up for sale. Anyway, so the point is, even though Dad was so rich, for some reason, he forbade me and my brother Trevor from using his private jet. But we, being the typical rich, spoiled brats, were obviously not gonna listen. Tina, wanna go to Paris? Dad's jet is gathering dust outside. Ooh, I'd love that. I desperately need a French manicure too. So the next hour, we were flying to Paris on the very vehicle Dad forbade us to use. Trevor had already booked a luxury penthouse suite for us. We ordered caviar for lunch and then went shopping. Trevor ended up buying diamond-encrusted dumbbells while I got a gold-plated bathtub for my pet iguana. Sir Fluffles. Like, for real. He stormed into the living room holding a folder of receipts like a man about to conduct a funeral. $3 million. Technically, it was 2.8. We negotiated on Sir Fluffles' bathtub. Dad stared at me like I'd suddenly grown horns or something.
You two have no idea what money is. You think it grows in our backyard?
Dad, relax. It's not like we spent your money. His eyes flashed red.
Then whose money is it, Tina?
Well, technically, your money is our inheritance. Tina's right. We're gonna get all of it eventually, so...
So what? At the speed with which you're burning my hard-earned money, you two will be left with nothing soon.
Come on, Daddy, stop exaggerating. There was a moment of complete silence. And then Dad said something that would change our lives forever.
I've decided. No more credit cards. No more staff. No more cars. Both of you will get $5,000. You have 1 month to multiply it. Whoever succeeds inherits the company. Whoever fails gets nothing.
Wait, what? You're joking, right?
Do I look like I'm joking?
But Dad, $5,000 barely buys a handbag.
Then you'd better find a cheaper one if you want to lead a business empire. Prove to me that you understand the value of money.
Trevor smirked at me, smug as always. I guess the throne's mine, princess. But I glared back. Don't get too comfortable, Prince, good for nothing. I ain't going down without a fight. I sounded pretty confident, but I was secretly terrified. Just $5,000? And I'd never worked a day in my life. Where could I even begin? For the next 2 days, I did a lot of research, aka scrolling through Pinterest. And then I had the brightest idea. Luxury handkerchiefs. That was it. I was gonna start my own brand of luxury silk handkerchiefs. Hand-embroidered, dusted with tiny Swarovski crystals. The perfect combination of style and hygiene. I spent most of my $5,000 in stock and rented a boutique in town. It wasn't in the best neighborhood, obviously, because I didn't have enough cash for that. Once I opened the store, I displayed the handkerchiefs like they were pieces of art. Each one priced at $300. The first day, not a single soul walked in. The second day, one lady came, sneezed into one, and said, "These are lovely, dear, but why on earth would anyone pay $300 to store their snot?" By the end of the week, I hadn't sold even one. I was a bit disheartened, but I didn't lose hope. So I decided to return them to the seller and get my money back. But when I contacted the guy, he flat out refused.
No refunds. What's sold is sold. You should have read the contract.
What? But there was no contract.
Then you should have asked for one.
Feeling totally clueless, I stared at all those boxes stacked in the corner carrying dozens of glittering, useless hankies. In desperation, I called my friends. "Hey V, remember how you said you wanted something unique for your birthday? Well, I have the most luxurious silk handkerchiefs ever. Hand-embroidered with Swarovski crystals. But I was looking at something like a trip to Santorini or maybe a gold-plated hairbrush." You're not getting my point. They're not just hankies. They're fashion statements. Listen, girl, if I'm crying, I'm calling my therapist, not using a $300 snot rag. V hung up, so I called Sierra next. She'd been my BFF since kindergarten. Hey, bestie, quick question. What's the most you've ever spent on a handkerchief? 0. I steal tissues from cafes. This time, I hung up. Guess it was time to accept that my handkerchief empire was collapsing. Feeling defeated, I plopped on my chair and suddenly, my eyes fell on a babysitting ad in the newspaper. Your angels are our priority. Okay, this sounded like a plan. Caring for an angel for a couple of hours? How hard could that be, right? So I took the first babysitting job that came my way. Honestly, the baby looked like an absolute sweetheart, and I was sure I could spend until she pooped on my lap. I'd never screamed that loud, but the baby somehow screamed louder. Her mom handed me $20 and told me never to return, as if I was going to, huh? Next, I tried waitressing. A cozy little cafe downtown was looking for a waitress with a pleasant personality. Well, that sounds totally like me. Since I wanted to make the right first impression, I walked in for the interview wearing a silk blouse and my favorite Louboutins. But when the manager saw me, his eyebrows nearly flew off his face. I came here for that waitress position you have. The poor guy just nodded, and guess what? He hired me without asking a single question. He even said I could start right away. So I put on their apron, which looked rather tacky on my lovely Dior blouse, and went into the kitchen. That's when I met her, Reina Patel. Short, sharp-eyed, hair-tied in a no-nonsense bun. She carried 3 plates at once like a magician. You're the new hire. Obviously, I know I look overqualified. You look like you stepped out of a fashion magazine. But surprise, surprise, this isn't the Milan Fashion Week. I smell something like jealousy. Is it coming from you? I think you should be more concerned about the smell coming from that silk blouse once you're done with your shift. She smirked at me and left saying, "Oh, and I'll be teaching you how to use a mop soon." From day one, Reina and I clashed. She mocked my clothes. I teased her for being 5 feet tall. She called me a spoiled brat. I called her wannabe Barbie. But I had to admit, Reina was fast, efficient, and all our customers liked her. I, on the other hand, was a walking disaster. By week 2, I'd spilled soup on 3 customers, broken 2 plates, and once tripped over my own heels. Reina never said I told you so, but her smirk said it loud enough. Then, one evening after closing, I saw Reina packing a muffin, some stale sandwiches, and other leftovers into a plastic bag quietly. Aha! So Miss Perfect Waitress is a thief. Wait until I tell the manager. Just then, Reina sneaked out, and the curious cat in me couldn't help following her. She walked 3 blocks to a small, dimly lit building and then rang the bell. A few seconds later, a little boy opened the door. He looked around 10. "Hey, Reina, what are we having for dinner tonight?" "Your favorites, cheese sandwiches and fries. And look what I got for your birthday." She took out that sad muffin from the packet and held it like it was some trophy. The boy started clapping with joy. "You remembered." "Of course I did." Reina kissed his cheek and they both went in smiling while I just stood there frozen, hidden in the alley. That's when it hit me. She wasn't hoarding food for herself. She was feeding her little brother. And to think I just called her a thief? Something cracked open inside me. Guilt, empathy, maybe both. The next morning, I couldn't look at her the same way. As she cleared the tables, I walked up to her. "Hey, I just wanted to confess something. I followed you home yesterday." "You did what now? Are you spying on me?" "Actually, I saw you packing those leftovers and you thought I was stealing." "No. Okay, yes. I'm sorry. I saw you with your brother. He's adorable." Thankfully, Reina's expression softened slightly. "Well, Arjuna's autistic. It's just us now. Our parents, they're gone." "I'm sorry. I didn't know." "It's okay. The manager knows I take home some food from time to time. Actually, I barely get time to cook with college and then this job." My mind was literally blown. This 5 feet fragile girl in front of me was juggling college, waitressing, bills, and taking care of her autistic brother, all with a smile on her face. "Reina,
I'm really sorry for calling you names. You're honestly kind of amazing. She blinked, surprised. Then I handed her a box. Here, peace offering. It's a pair of my designer heels. Thanks, but why? I heard you telling the manager you hate being short. These will add 4 inches and a touch of fabulous to your height. She laughed for the first time, and from that day, something changed between us. She started teaching me things: how to manage money, how to handle customers, how to make the perfect cappuccino. And I ended up telling her my life story and about my disaster with the handkerchiefs. I feel really stupid. And I feel you were just selling these hankies to the wrong crowd. You need customers who care about status, not practicality. And where do I find those people? Honey, they eat here every Sunday. That day, we sat together and worked out a plan. Every time a wealthy customer came in, Reina pitched my exclusive artisan silk handkerchiefs while I spun stories about their sustainability and craftsmanship, flashing charming smiles in my designer dresses. And guess what? Within a week, they were sold out. With the profits, I started a small online brand called Tina's Luxe. I stayed up late designing, packing orders, dispatching, and I even rented a small go-down next to Reina's home. One day, I was packing a customer's order in the go-down when Trevor showed up. So, this is your empire. He sneered, kicking a box. Tissues for the rich? They're handkerchiefs. And yes, we're doing great. What about you? Trevor told me he had invested some of his money in stocks that fell. The rest, he gambled away in casinos. Are you insane? Why'd you do that? I wanted my cash to multiply. You won't understand. It's called making smart money. Yeah, right. Now look at you and look at me, the future CEO. Don't be so sure, princess. Not yet. I'm not letting you win so easily. The way he said that sent a shiver down my spine. And then 3 nights later, my go-down was broken into. Inventory smashed. Website hacked. Every penny gone. I knew it was Trevor's doing. I just knew it. But I had no proof. Feeling totally helpless, I went to the cafe and cried in Reina's arms. Reina, all my hard work is gone. Dad will think I'm a loser. But you've already won, Tina. You're not the same girl who bought stupid gold bathtubs for iguanas. You've changed. I wanted to believe her, but I wasn't sure Dad would see me the way she did. Then, a week later, when Dad called us in, Trevor stood tall and confident. Dad, here's my $1,500. $1,500? But I gave you $5,000 that you were supposed to multiply. I know. I just made some bad investments. But I still fared better than Tina. I bet she doesn't have a penny left. Tina? Dad, Just then, the door burst open and Reina walked in like a hero. Sir, Tina built a thriving business from the money you gave her. Here's the proof of that. Reina handed Dad my client feedback book, which had glowing reviews about my handkerchiefs. I had totally forgotten about it. Tina worked really hard, but your son Trevor destroyed everything. What nonsense. Do you even have proof? As a matter of fact, I do. The night you broke into Tina's go-down, my brother Arjun couldn't sleep, so he was sitting in the balcony capturing kittens playing in the street. And this is the footage. When Reina showed us the footage, my heart filled with rage. It clearly showed Trevor breaking into my go-down with a stick. I can't believe you did this to your own sister, Trevor. I'm ashamed of you. Dad, I'm sorry. Sorry isn't gonna fix anything this time. You're out. Then Dad looked to me, and for the first time, I saw pride in his eyes. You lost your business, Tina, but you found your worth, and that's far more valuable. Congratulations, CEO. I couldn't speak. Tears filled my eyes as Reina hugged me tight. Didn't I tell you, bestie? You already won.